Okay, it looks like we have a good number of people who have joined. So hello and welcome to the inaugural Community Food Bank of New Jersey's Great Big Diaper Drive virtual lunch and learn. My name is Andrea Peter and I'm a member of Women Fighting Hunger. Women Fighting Hunger, along with CFBNJ's Emerging Leaders Board, are leading the Great Big Diaper Drive campaign that is kicking off this week, which also happens to be National Diaper Need Awareness Week. I want to thank you for taking the time to come together to hear from our thought leaders on a topic I honestly didn't realize was so extreme. I never imagined that diapers could be considered a luxury or think that someone may have to choose between food and diapers. But sadly, I know that now. And I do hope that you will be as moved as I was by the experience and impacts these leaders will share today. Our goal is that you come away from our time today feeling more informed about the significant diaper needs that exist in our communities, the impact it has, and understanding what you can do to help. Before I begin, I do want to cover a few things. The session is being recorded, and we are going to have the chat open throughout the session, so feel free to add questions as speakers are talking, and then we will start answering them at the end of the session. If somebody does have a question that they see in the chat that they wanted to ask as well, you can certainly just click on the up arrow to have that question moved higher in the list. And then answers to the polling questions that you responded to when you first logged in will be answered at the end of the session as well. And they likely are going to be answered throughout by our leaders. So let's get started. Our speakers today are Kathleen DiChiara, founder and CEO Emeritus of CFBNJ and former board chair of the National Diaper Network. We also have Jennifer Nelson, the CFBNJ network leader who helps the food bank distribute diapers to over 100 community partners throughout New Jersey. And Karen Busen-Light, Interfaith Food Pantry at the Oranges board member and leader of both their diaper program and their period initiative. So let me start by introducing Kathleen DiChiara. Kathleen started fighting hunger in New Jersey from the back of her station wagon in 1975. In the early 80s, she formed and incorporated the food bank, the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. So just to give a broad overview of the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, it is a member of Feeding America and is a leading anti-hunger and anti-poverty organization in New Jersey. There are 2 warehouse facilities, one in Hillside and one in Egg Harbor, whose combined sizes are 5 football fields. They serve over 1,000 programs and community partners in 15 counties. Last year, they distributed food for over 66 million meals, 22% fresh produce. So Kathleen, you have such a deep background in food insecurity that progressed into helping families who are also in need of diapers and diaper products. And it'd be great if you could share with us the moment that you realized there was an extreme need and you felt compelled to do something about it, what you've been doing to support that mission, and the role the National Diaper Bank plays with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey.
Okay. What happened was I read a story in the newspaper about babies being seen in emergency rooms all across the United States with badly infected bottoms. And I thought, oh my gosh, somebody has to do something about this. All of us can understand in some form hunger because we eat. And if we miss a meal, we might go hungry. But we had no idea what it meant to have no food at all. So I realized that the need for diaper bags or diapers was below the radar for people. And so I had been a board member of Feeding America. It was Second Harvest at that point. And I knew how important it was to food banks, my food bank at that point. But I looked to see if perhaps there was something for providing diapers. And I contacted a good friend of mine in the Atlanta Food Bank and the board of Feeding America, Bill Bowling. And he said, I know just the person you should talk to. Her name is Joanne Goldblum, and she has a diaper bank, and she's starting a national organization. And she did, and it's still going and going great. Um, and as far as what is the diaper need, 1 in 3 families in America struggle with diaper need. And 5 million infants and toddlers live in poor and low income families. Many of those families depend upon the community food bank to feed their their families. And some of them do get diapers from the food bank. I started a diaper bank here before I retired, but so many of them still are searching for places where they could get diapers. And it probably never occurred to any of us that moms that want to go to work oftentimes can't, because the child care centers say, you have to provide us diapers or we can't take your toddler, your baby. So oftentimes, many of them don't get to work. Um, and that leaves a poor family even poorer. And then you say, what is a diaper bank? For people involved with the food bank, that's easy to know. They're like the smaller agencies that the food bank has. They're not giving out food. Some of them are food banks that, food pantries that also are distributing diapers. But it is a place where low income families can go and get diapers for their toddlers, their babies. And there's been a big increase during the pandemic. So, um, and then what about the National Diaper Bank, and does it work with the community food bank? Yes, it does. And Jennifer probably can help to talk about how many diapers were received in the last year from the National Diaper Bank. And there are 225 diaper banks that are part of the National Diaper Bank network. I was so impressed with what they were doing that I ended up being chair of their board and got a chance to know their staff and to see how great the need was and how much they were accomplishing by providing diapers to food banks, to diaper banks, and they still are. And so that's still going on.
Great, Kathleen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing how your journey began and evolved into the creation of the diaper bank at CFBNJ, which now leads me to Jennifer Nelson. Jennifer oversees the food bank's relationships with and supports the food bank's network of over 800 community partners, including the Diaper Program partners. Jennifer, please share with us how the food bank's involvement in addressing the diaper need has evolved with the work you and your team are doing.
Absolutely. So last week I was giving a presentation talking about our work in the community and was asked the question, well, why diapers? Like, I understand the need, but why is a food bank, right, getting involved with diaper need? Okay. And my answer was that, you know, at the root, we know that the root cause of food insecurity is poverty, and that diapers are really a poverty issue that we as a food bank have, as recognized by Kathleen, a unique ability to solve with our warehousing, logistics, and our relationships, we are in a really well-positioned place to be able to help to solve that need. So it really does make sense for us as an organization to not only provide diapers, but also to grow the program and really attempt to meet that need of 1 in 3 families, like Kathleen talked about. And also there's the issue, like she also talked about, of families missing work, right? And that just feeds into the poverty and the family's ability to earn income and their ability to be food insecure. So in our last fiscal year 21, which was from July of 2020 to June of 2021, we distributed over 2.7 million diapers throughout the state. That actually, that was through partnership. That was an increase from previous years. And we received generous funding from the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund to support that effort. And we not only purchased diapers through the National Diaper Bank for that effort for our own partners, which was about 60 to 70 of our network partners were receiving diapers, but we were also providing diapers for our sister food banks throughout the state. This year, we're planning to increase our distribution to 300 of our 860 partners for a total of 13.3 million diapers. And so you might ask, like, that's a huge increase. It's almost 500%. Why are we taking such a big stand on diapers? One of the things we learned last year during the pandemic, we did also with the support of New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund, a round of granting to our network partners. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of that granting was really to help sustain them and help prop them up as they were getting through the pandemic. And one of the categories that they could ask for funding in was household and hygiene items. By far in that category, diapers were the biggest ask. And so I knew that we had partners beyond the 60 that we were working with that were not receiving diapers from us. They were relying on donations from their community, which is, always going to be a part of the solution. But we really wanted to put a stake in the ground and say that this is an important issue and we wanted to meet the need in a bigger way. We again received funding from New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund to support our efforts in the current fiscal year to the tune of $1.3 million to support our diaper and period product programs. Which is phenomenal, but I budgeted $2.5 million worth of diaper and period products. So we do have a gap. And that's where I'm so grateful to Women Fighting Hunger really leaning in and helping us address that gap so that we can make sure that we're getting those products to the organizations that are working with the families in need. Last summer, I had the privilege of volunteering with a number of food distributions in Newark. And I was at one particular place in the Ironbound, and I was loading my car full of bags of food to deliver. And I saw the diapers come out. And I saw women who were waiting in line for food get out of the food line and get onto the diaper line because the diapers run out before the food runs out. And they wanted to make sure that it's such a scarce resource for some families. They had extra staff, extra volunteers doing diaper crowd control because there's such a popular item and so much in need. And, just witnessing that really hit home that those women were able to get back in line for food, but if they had to make a choice, diapers were going to be what they walked away with that day. And I think that just really illustrates what the need is and how it's impacting families in the community. And so, again, I thank you so much, Women Fighting Hunger, for working with us and the tireless efforts you put in different ways, because we do have that gap to fill, and we're really, really committed into working with our partners to get more diapers into the community.
Thank you, Jennifer. And really that story that you shared with that impact, that to me is, again, to think about going for diapers instead of food, that is just I couldn't even think of it. So, you sharing that with me really kind of opened my eyes to, wow, this is really an extreme issue and problem that our communities are facing. So thank you for sharing your story with me and sharing with the rest of us the impact that you and your team are having, as well as helping us understand that even though there is additional food funding coming into the food bank and receiving diapers has been increasing, especially thanks to the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund, the need continues. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're really trying to get the word out to impress upon people the seriousness of this issue. Which leads me to Karen. Karen began volunteering at the Interfaith Food Pantry at the Oranges during weekly distribution hours, and now she oversees and leads both the Period Initiative and Diaper Program for the food pantry. The Diaper Program's goal is to provide diapers and help families meet the needs of their growing babies, and under Karen's leadership, it has grown to serve over 250 babies each month. Karen, the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges is one of the many distribution partners the Food Bank works with. It'd be helpful if you could share with us how the food pantry works to get the diapers in the hands of those in need, and your experience kind of pre-COVID and up to now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me come and speak today. I'm going to speak with you about how the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges meets the diaper needs of our clients and how we do that with dignity and respect. Back in 2016, some of our young clients came to us and told us about their needs for diapers, in addition to the food that they were picking up from us. So our diaper program was born with just a few packs of diapers and being able to provide them to a few babies. We started giving out diapers to our clients. We provide diapers to babies up to 3.5 years old living in Orange and East Orange, New Jersey. And over time, our distribution has grown. Fast forward 3 years to 2019, we were serving 240 babies a month. Each baby registered in the program was eligible to receive 50 diapers, a pack of wipes, and a tube of diaper rash ointment to help meet their needs. By the end of 2019, we had distributed over 158,000 diapers that year, keeping babies clean, dry, and healthy, plus the additional benefits to households that the previous speaker spoke about, reducing the economic hardship. With the diaper need met in the family, they could put funds towards other essentials for food and other things the family might need. It enables their parents to go to work and school. So with the diapers, as Kathleen spoke about before, the babies can go to daycare because there are diapers for the families to provide. And it also ultimately, and I know we can all understand this, lowers the stress, which aids in improving the physical and mental health of the family members. Back in 2019, we saw that 75% of our diapers distributed were in the larger sizes 4, 5, and 6. And in a couple of minutes, I'll get back to that and how important that is and eye-opening that can be. Then in 2020, as we know, the pandemic hit. And immediately at the IFPO, we understood that our clients' needs increased. In an effort to help and hopefully alleviate some of the stress, we now give each baby a full case of diapers, which is about 112 diapers on average for a case of diapers, 2 packs of wipes, and 4 ounces of ointment each month. During the beginning in the lockdown, we did our best to try and find clients. They could no longer come to us. So we did what we could. We had some phone numbers, we called clients, we texted clients. When we couldn't find them, if we had an address on file, we had volunteers write letters to our clients in their native tongue, encouraging them to reach out to us so that we could help them. And then we asked them what diaper size they wanted, and caravans of volunteers went ahead and filled their cars with food and diapers and made home deliveries when it was too dangerous for our clients to come outside. As the pandemic continued into the summer and continues to this day, our clients come and pick up the diapers and food that they need from our warehouse in Orange during our pantry days on Wednesdays. Diapers can be picked up once a month, and clients can come as many times as they need to pick up food when we're open. In 2020, we distributed over 207,000 diapers to babies in need. Now that spoke a little bit about how we meet the need, and now I want to talk about how at the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges, we do that with dignity and respect. When our clients come to pick up diapers, we simply say, "Good morning, what size diaper would you like?" We don't assess the size of the baby or how old the baby is or how much the baby weighs. It's up to the client. And what we found is that overwhelmingly, we're now up to 80% of diapers being distributed in the larger sizes, 4, 5, and 6. And you'd wonder why that would happen. Why, when we have babies from newborns to 3.5, why such a high percentage of our diapers would be distributed in the larger sizes? And it's a simple fact that the larger diapers have more absorbent material. And when changing your baby's diaper is a luxury, you want as much absorbent material in the diaper as possible. So our clients do their best and go ahead and put their tiny babies in very large diapers to really kind of stretch the ability of the diapers to take care of the baby. And now I want to talk about the cost per diaper. You and I are very lucky. If when we need diapers or want to buy diapers, we can go ahead and get in our cars and drive to a big box store, even if it's miles away, and go ahead and get a huge economy pack of the size diapers our baby's wearing now, and even the size they're growing into, so we can have them on hand. That box of diapers is about $50, but we're getting a tremendous amount of diapers. So our cost per diaper is pretty low compared to our clients, who, as you heard before, have to often choose between diapers and food. And when they do go ahead and get diapers, they don't have access and transportation to maybe go to that big box store. So they're going to the corner market where they only have a few dollars and only can buy a small pack of diapers. The small pack of diapers, of course, is more costly per piece. So those of us in our community who can afford the least are paying the most for diapers. And that's where our supplemental program at the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges comes in. And we do our best to allow clients to have adequate supplies of diapers on hand for their babies. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Karen, and thanks for sharing all the work that you and the volunteers are doing at the Interfaith Food Pantry of the Oranges to really help those in need in our communities from a diaper need perspective and also from a food insecurity perspective as well. So what we're going to do now is flip to the polling answers that we had, or questions that we had in the beginning of the session, and wanted to, so some have touched upon this as we were going through, but you'll see hopefully on your screen that it looks like many of you already were aware that a large, it's in the 5 million babies and toddlers who live in poor or low income families nationally. And the fact that on average, people who struggle to afford diapers have missed 4 days of work a month. And then diapers cost on average per month between $70 to $80. So all quite shocking from my perspective. And I think that you would all share those sentiments with me as well. But thank you for participating in that poll and for coming together with us again to hear from those who are in our communities and nationally helping with what's going on with the diaper need. And I wanted to open up now for Q&A. So if you have put any questions in the chat, I do have one question, so I'm just going to read them as they're coming into me. Do diaper banks ask for help from diaper manufacturers? And do diaper manufacturers have programs for those in need? So I think, Kathleen, this is a perfect question. I'll direct that one to you to answer.
Okay, but yes, I do have an answer. And I thought that was a wonderful things that food pantry is doing with diapers. And I would encourage them to join the National Diaper Bank Network. They would help them get so many diapers. And I think that would be a really big help to them. One of the other things that occurred was hearing um, the pandemic fund helped so much the food bank that people might not be aware of the fact that just like there are food stamps, and the food bank always had people training people to go and get food stamps. And there's WIC, which is the Women and Children's Fund. There is none of that available around diapers. So that makes it even more difficult for the families. The fact that there might be some things that help them get some food, but nothing when it came to getting diapers. In fact, in some states, they even tax the diapers.
Right. And one question did come through, and you had touched upon it, Kathleen, on the fact that SNAP and WIC do not cover diapers because they're non-food items. Is there anything that is kind of coming to head on legislation around that that any of you can speak to that you're aware of?
Yes, I can answer that. There is legislation right now. The Congress, federal Congress, is looking at to provide 200 million to diaper banks across the country. And what we need to make things like that happen is we need more people to be writing their representatives, and it wouldn't hurt to write them within New Jersey to say, we need to help provide diapers to families, and the diaper banks and those organizations, whether they're a combination of food bank or food pantry and diaper bank, the state should be helping to provide funds. But it won't happen unless people care so much about this that they begin to write to their local and federal representatives.
I can also add that I love the policy and advocacy questions because as an organization, it's something that CFBNJ is really having an increased focus on because, you know, we know that, listen, if charitable food solved food insecurity, I'd be out of a job. And so the solutions are much deeper than that and require engagement in all sectors of society, including in government. So it's something that, you know, we're focusing on not only in our current budget year, but we are working on a strategic plan as we speak. And it's, you know, advocacy and policy is a key focus area in our coming strategic plan. So more to come on that.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. And then the question on, do diaper banks ask for help from diaper manufacturers? So are they getting some assistance from that perspective?
I'd like to respond to that. Huggies is, and that Kimberly Clark, Huggies has been working with the National Diaper Bank Network for years, and they provide diapers to the National Diaper Bank to provide to the small diaper banks across this country. And so they provide millions of diapers all the way across, again, with the National Diaper Bank Network.
Great. Thank you, Kathleen.
Yes.
I'm just looking through to see if there were any other questions. Looks like there's some good stuff in the chat with links that people have included. And I think, oh, so here's a good question. A couple good questions. One on, do diaper banks offer cloth diapers? And is there anything around cloth diapers that has kind of come up as an issue?
I can answer that again. When I was on the board, or the chair of the board of the National Diaper Bank Network, we had that question raised. And what we found, because we spent time talking to some of the recipients of diapers and saying, well, what about if you were given cloth diapers?
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of them, the very vast majority of them, did not have washing machines or dryers in their house. They had to go to some store or something to do their wash or dry things. And it added an additional cost to them that I didn't come across anybody that was saying, oh, I would rather do that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there was a program providing them diapers that were disposable, that's what they preferred.
Thank you, Kathleen. And here's another question. Is there any advocacy work being done towards having diapers provided by daycare centers rather than families having to provide those diapers?
I didn't.
Not specifically that I'm aware of, but I think, you know, as we look at, you know, the costs just involved in daycare as well,
Right.
you know, I think it's definitely a good point that it's something that we need to look at least for low income families, or, you know, families that are receiving some sort of assistance for to help pay for daycare expenses. So it's a really good question.
Thank you. And then another question, how serious are the health issues that Kathleen mentioned initially? And can that public health issue leverage policy, legislation, or public policy? Anyone?
I think we need some organization to do a survey among maybe even the recipients that might not be getting enough diapers, and babies are getting, again, infected bottoms, but some kind of a survey that then could be submitted to a foundation, perhaps, to say, this is what's happening to babies' bottoms. Can you help with this?
Thank you, Kathleen.
Okay.
And I think, unless we have any other questions coming through, I think we are good. Let me just take one. Okay, so Gail Burton is asking, how do we get the word out about the need? So that is a great segue to one, getting involved. So we do have a landing page for Women Fighting Hunger with the Great Big Diaper Drive. So this landing page, and we will be sending you guys the links as well. This has all information about doing both an actual diaper drive to collect diapers, to also do a virtual diaper drive to collect money. And then there is also a way to just give a donation now. So there is a Woman Fighting Hunger donation set up on the diaper drive page. One thing that is very important, and I don't know that we've touched upon this, but from a donation perspective, every dollar donated, CFBNJ can provide 6 diapers to families in need. So the purchasing power, and again, Kathleen had mentioned that the food bank does buy diapers also from the National Diaper Bank Network to ensure that there is enough supply. But again, the value of a dollar goes a long way when you go through the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Hosting a diaper drive, again, there is information on the landing page and then on this link, which will be shared with you. And if you do have questions about hosting a drive, you can contact Kelly Price, and her information is included here. This presentation, along with the links, a recording of this event will be shared with everyone as well. So to Gail's question on getting the message out, connect with CFBNJ on social media and share this information. And if anybody has any other questions, again, please let us know, and we will get everything sent out to everyone. And before I close, I really do want to leave you with three main points, and they've been talked about throughout the session, but I think they're very important. That 1 in 3 families in the US cannot afford diapers. Access to diapers helps parents in need go to work. And as we've talked about, most federally funded programs do not support or cover them because they're non-food items. And again, for every dollar donated, CFBNJ can provide 6 diapers to families in need. So thank you again. Thank you to our speakers for sharing all of your experiences and impacts that you're having across our communities. And we appreciate all of our audience members joining today. Thank you.
Okay, can I speak?
Sure.
Okay, what I wanted to say is I would give you 3 things that I think everybody needs to get involved with. Certainly supporting the food bank and what they're doing with the diaper banks, but also looking for small diaper banks within their community that they could donate diapers or donate funds. And I also think that they should consider sending a donation to the National Diaper Bank Network that's providing diapers all across New Jersey, but all across the country, and doing it well. The last thing is, as I mentioned earlier, it's very serious to start communicating with their representative on a federal level and local government to begin to fund diaper banks like the food bank, like the other woman that spoke from Orange. That could make a big difference, because right now there is the potential of a bill of providing $200 million across this country. And contact your representative. And also, like again, the National Diaper Bank is helping small food banks all over. And you might consider going to their website, find out more about them, and perhaps make a donation. And keep supporting the food bank.
Thank you, Kathleen. Does anybody else want to add anything? I didn't mean to cut our speakers off if there was anything anybody wanted to add. All right. Okay. Thank you all again for your time and attention and helping us get the word out on diaper need. Have a great day.